Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Joe. I'm back with another video, and tonight I'm really excited to share with you all my first video in my ongoing series entitled The Forgotten, Volume 1, Episode 1, where I'm going to be discussing slasher oddities, basically slasher films that have kind of flown under the radar. People pretty much have forgotten about these films. The casual horror fans that are not even aware of these films' existence. They've got a very small cult following. And I'm really excited to talk about these films because I think it's really important to preserve our, history as far as these films go. And yeah, I'm really excited. And I'm going to share with you all one of my favorite out of the first five that I've chosen, and that is 1981's Scream. Like I said in the previous video, don't get this mistaken with the 90s Scream films. They have no connection at all. This is its own independent film. And I really dig the hell out of this film, okay? This is one of those movies that it grows on you with each subsequent viewing. So when I first saw this film, I thought it was really slow. I didn't kind of understand what was going on. And then after I watched it the second time, I started to pick up what they were actually trying to do. And I saw all the little nods and little hints and, little Easter eggs in the film that kind of started to make everything come together. So the first time you see this, you're probably not going to know what's going on. It's a really complicated film. They did a lot for a slasher film in this. I think that's what made this film not as popular, because it strayed too far from, the stereotypical tropes of a slasher film, which I love slasher films. I love, the body count, the gore effects, all that and everything. But I enjoy the supernatural element in this film, which I'll talk about when I go over the actual movie. It's just they did something really different with this film, and I enjoy it. It's a nice change from what I'm used to when I'm watching a slasher film. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the actual Blu-ray release that I have in front of me. This was released several years ago from Code Red, and it's a pretty solid Blu-ray release. Pretty much most Code Red films, they're really skimpy on special features. So if you're going to buy this film, don't expect it to be loaded with a bunch of stuff. There's not really too much out there as far as this film goes. It's a very obscure film. So just to even have it on Blu-ray is a treat in itself. But anyways, there is a brand new 2K scan from the original negatives. This scan is pretty rough. From my understanding, they've lost the original film reels. So these are probably doctored up, clips from VHS tapes from old original, from collectors' collections or whatever. That's what Code Red does with a lot of these releases. Is they're not able to get the original reels, so they basically get the best available cut of the film from different collectors, and then they doctor them up and make them look really good. It's not bad. I think it looks pretty good. There's some scenes where it's really grainy, where you can really tell that it's rough, but then other scenes look really good. So for the most part, it's about a B+ or an A-. It's decent, in my opinion. It also comes with an audio commentary with director Brian Quisenberry, and I haven't had a chance to watch this film with the commentary, but probably the next time I watch this film, I'm definitely gonna check it out. This is like my third time watching this film. I watched it the other night because I wanted to be up to date on watching this film and make sure I got all the little details for this review. It also comes with an extra on here, play this in Maria's B-movie mayhem mode. Okay? So I guess you can watch this in Maria's mayhem mode, whatever this is. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Probably the next time I watch this movie, I'm going to check out this extra feature on here. And I'm also going to watch the commentary on this. This film is really, it's underrated, okay? And I'm going to get into that. Original theatrical trailer, pretty cool. It's a really, really rough trailer, really grainy. Sound quality's poor, but it's cool to have the trailer. It's got a little bit of advertising stuff in there. I enjoyed it. This is a region-free release, so this will work on any Blu-ray player anywhere in the world. I think overall, Code Red did a pretty good job. If you know about Code Red and how they work, they get these really obscure titles that people pretty much don't even know about. Unless you're part of the very small community that enjoys these films. But what they do is they do a really limited release, probably just enough to be able to sell all the copies they have. And if you're not online when these things go live, then you're pretty much out of luck, and you're left at the mercy of scalpers paying outrageous prices. I got this for about $30 on eBay about 6-7 months ago, and I've just been collecting up a lot of really obscure titles. And I've been wanting to review this movie for a long time, and then when I decided I was going to do this series, I was like, definitely need to do this. And this is my favorite out of the first five that I'm going to review. Yeah, great film all around. All right, so what makes this film different than your average slasher, and why do I enjoy this so much? Scream is different because it's got like a supernatural element to it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right off in the bat. There's a ghost doing the killings. So it's kind of funny how the new Scream movies from the 90s also had Ghostface. I don't know if they tried to rip off this movie. If they had seen this movie and they're like, if we're going to use this title, let's pay homage to the original Scream. I don't know if they did that, but I find that to be kind of interesting. But anyways, there is a killer on the loose. Nobody knows that it's a ghost. They're just thinking they all think it's one of them. This film follows a group of 12 people. They're probably in their their late 20s, early 30s. They're going on a camping trip. They're rafting up and down the Rio Grande River somewhere in Colorado, and they get off the river and they find themselves in a ghost town. It's like an abandoned town. It kind of looks out like a kind of out in the desert somewhere, and they decide they're going to camp for a couple nights in this deserted ghost town. Now, there's not a high body count in this film. There's really pretty much all the people in here die different degrees of death. But it's not a high. It's not like a very gory slasher film. There's really not any gore at all. All the kills are pretty much done off screen. What this film does do, and I think it does really good, is there's a little bit of character development. The acting is questionable, but I think they nailed it with the atmosphere and the story itself. I think carries the film. And even though the acting is poor at times, I think the story was well written. So they're in this town, and pretty much all the killings, all the slasher stuff that's going on in this film occurs at nighttime. And so it always happens right around midnight. So at the stroke of midnight, these people just get picked off one by one. And so these people are dying, and they're wondering, okay, what is going on? Like, there's got to be someone amongst us. They're starting to question each other, and they think there's a killer amongst each other. And so what they're going to do, decide to do is, okay, we're all going to stay together in this one building, and that way, if there is a killer amongst us, we're going to know. But still, people are dumb. They wander off. They do silly stuff, and they end up getting killed. And I think it's really cool because there's this one building that's got this wall with all these different tools on it. So you get a skith, you get an axe, you get a machete. You get all these different farming tools and different these different tools hanging on this wall. And they always show the tool being removed from the wall right before someone's about to die. So you don't really see the person pulling the tool off the wall. The tool just kind of comes off the wall. And then this eerie music comes on. And then, shortly after that, somebody dies with that actual tool. So I find that to be pretty cool. Now, like I said, all the kills are done off screen, so you don't get to see anybody dying. You see them after they've been killed. You get really creepy atmosphere in this film, okay? So it's kind of like a POV. So you see from the point of view of the killer as they're moving through these really dark, abandoned buildings in this ghost town. And it's really creepy. The music is really, kind of sets the mood. And it's actually, I'm not even kidding you here, and it's even crazy for me to say this. I don't get scared very easily from slasher films, but I watched this the other night without the lights on. And I'm not going to say I was scared, but that was definitely creepy. It creeped me out quite a bit. Just like I said, it reminds me of like a ghost story, but a slasher at the same time. So if you get scared by ghost stories, then you're going to get scared with this film. It's going to feel kind of frightening to you. So once the group of people realize that, okay, it's not somebody within our group, there's got to be somebody outside that's outside of our group, you know, like a person that's kind of lurking in this town that's killing everybody. Now, one of my complaints about this film is I don't understand why they didn't just up and leave. If people are dying, why aren't they leaving? And they briefly kind of gloss over that. They're like, well, it's too late at night. We have to wait until the morning time. We're gonna wait till the morning. Let's just all be close together in this building, and we'll all be safe till the morning. And you get more people dying, and it's just like, and then the morning comes, and they decide that, well, let's stay here another night. It makes no sense at all. I don't understand that. That's one of the kind of like the flaws of the movie. It just doesn't make sense why they just up and leave. But so one of the nights, that the second night they're there, this guy Charlie, who's kind of like this wandering cowboy, shows up at midnight, and he's riding in town with his horse. He's like this mysterious cowboy, and he explains to them. So they tell him, "Hey, look, all these people are dying. Do you know what's going on? Can you tell us where we need to go to for help?" And he said, "Look, this town is haunted. There's a captain of a vessel, and he is haunting. He's the killer in this town." He said and this cowboy named Charlie has been hunting this killer for the last 40 years. And that's kind of like the backstory behind who this killer is. So he doesn't really allude to the fact that he's a ghost. He just says, look, there's this guy, this captain who's in this town, and all the people that lived here have gone and left because anybody that comes and settles in this town dies. So they've just, all the people that lived here just abandoned this town. And it's kind of like a curse. Anybody that comes back is going to get killed by this sea captain. So he just kind of rides off into the darkness. And same time, after they've been warned by this cowboy that there's this killer on the loose, they decide to stay there. It makes no sense. So pretty much you get down to a few people left. And the ending is pretty anticlimactic. Basically, they end up confronting this ghost. The ghost kind of appears, and they end up killing the ghost, and then that's how they realize that it's just a ghost. And then this family shows up, and they're like coming into town. They're like, is it clear? And these are people probably that lived here before, and they just show up right when the ghost has been killed, and they're like, the curse has been lifted. Is it safe to be in this town? And that's how the movie ends. It's kind of an anticlimactic end, but I think overall the film in itself is fun. It's different. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I really like the supernatural elements to it. I think it was really clever with the different tools on the wall and how everybody dies with those different tools. I do really enjoy the characters, even though the characters are not very good actors. I enjoyed them. None of the characters have made any success with feature films. None of them have been had any success in the film industry besides this one film. Yeah, that is 1981 Scream in a nutshell. It's a good film, deserves to be seen. If you're a fan of slasher films, you definitely are going to want to pick this up and add to your collection. I think it's a film that you'll enjoy. There's just not another film out there like this film. It's its own little thing, and that's what I dig about it. You get kind of tired over time of seeing the same thing over and over again, the same themes in every slasher film. This is a film that you can watch, and it's different. You'll enjoy it. You'll appreciate it for being different. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on 1981's Scream. I love this film. It's grown on me after subsequent viewings. I highly recommend that you pick up the Code Red release. You probably can still find it for a decent price. I wouldn't hold off on this any longer because it just keeps on going up and going up and going up. A lot of the different Code Red releases are going out for like $60, $70. So you're going to want to get this one as soon as you can. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Hit me with a thumbs up if you enjoyed this review. Drop me a comment in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are. Have you seen this film before? If you have, what are your thoughts? Do you like this film? Yeah, I would greatly appreciate if you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because I'm trying to grow my channel. I am still doing my 100 subscriber giveaway. So once I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 4 films. I'm going to be giving away The Shallows on Blu-ray, awesome film. I'm going to be giving the Scream Factory Collector's Edition release with the slipcover still sealed of Misery, awesome Stephen King film. I'm also going to be giving away the 4K release of Prometheus. It's one of my favorite films in the Alien franchise. And then last but not least, a vampire classic, the beloved The Lost Boys. I love that film. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the content of this video. Do subscribe for future content. All support is greatly appreciated. Until next time, take it easy.